You know that moment you wake up from a lucid dream, and for just, like, a few seconds, the laws of physics are totally up for debate.
Oh yeah, where gravity just feels like a suggestion.
Exactly. And your brain is still trying to process a reality that just dissolved. Well, that profound sense of disorientation is basically the baseline for the manuscript Atinatken.
It really is. I mean, reading it literally makes your brain feel upside down with wonder.
Yeah, so today we're doing a special Ground Zero deep dive. The mission here is to give you a high-level preview of what to expect if you tackle this massive book, or just, follow along with our upcoming deep dives into its chapters.
And you will definitely need a roadmap for this one, because this text doesn't just bend narrative rules, it throws them into a blender.
Oh, completely.
It's a universe where the environment is actively hostile to the concept of consistency.
It's like a cyberpunk fever dream colliding with ancient mythology. I mean, it starts with high fantasy, right?
Yeah, this ancient Egyptian sorcery they call magic.
Right. And the Pharaoh Atinatken, plus his right-hand man, Lord Commander Tenhut, who is a 7-foot-tall cyborg.
Which is wild on its own.
It is. But then that collides head-on with hard sci-fi and pure cosmic horror.
Suddenly those fantasy elements are up against cybernetic aliens called dreadnights.
Yeah.
And these terrifying squid-like Thulan entities that are chanting for Cthulhu.
So does this extreme genre blending actually work? Or is it just, like, total sensory overload?
Well, it sounds like sensory overload, sure, but the friction between these genres is entirely intentional. The clash happens because the reality they inhabit is fundamentally unstable.
Because it's constantly rendering and collapsing, right?
Exactly. They're navigating these fractured liminal spaces.
Like the lower sphere, which functions as a shared dream state.
Yeah, or Dark City, that metropolis where the physical architecture just, spontaneously glitches and rearranges itself around the characters.
It's so trippy. But when your physical surroundings are that unreliable, the characters are forced to look inward, right?
Right. They start engaging in these deep philosophical debates about consciousness.
Uncovering these primordial forces called Titan and Omega.
Yep, because they have to map out the architecture of the multiverse just to survive it.
See, I was initially worried that pausing to debate the cosmos would completely kill the momentum.
That's a fair concern.
But it actually seems like understanding the universe is the only weapon they have.
It is. I mean, if reality is essentially a shared, unstable dream, mastering your own consciousness is basically like learning how to code from inside the matrix.
Oh, I love that comparison.
Yeah, you cannot fight a collapsing reality with a sword. By discussing these massive concepts, you're actively trying to decode the physics of their existence. The philosophy actually is the plot.
Right, they're learning to assert their own willpower over a fluid environment just to force it to solidify.
Exactly. And because they're forced to study the code of their universe so intensely, they inevitably trace that code back to its source.
Which leads to, honestly, one of the most staggering plot twists I've ever seen.
Oh, it's brilliant.
They don't find a god, they find a guy with a keyboard.
Right. It's this incredible metafictional turn. Lord Commander Tenhut is exploring a fracturing building, climbs through a ventilation shaft, and literally drops into a sterile office.
Oh, wow.
And sitting there at a computer screen is the Novelist, just actively typing Tenhut's universe into existence. The Novelist acts as the great conductor of their reality.
Which completely shatters the fourth wall.
Totally.
But it also adds this massive thematic weight. Suddenly, a sci-fi war story becomes a raw, literal confrontation between a creation and its creator.
He's literally arguing with the man writing his dialogue. It forces a fascinating exploration of agency.
It's just wild. So wrapping up this prologue deep dive, Atinatken promises you a staggering mix of horror, sci-fi, philosophical wonder, and metafiction.
It really does. It's a story that makes you question the boundaries of fiction.
Definitely. Which leaves you with this provocative thought to mull over today. If Tenhut can navigate his glitching reality to physically climb through a vent and confront the author typing his universe, what dimensional ladder would you have to climb to find the author writing ours?